Honorable speakers and moderators first, and ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to today's debate session. Today's talking is about not curriculum, educational environment is essential for studies. I'm Tanjit Sath and I'm going to talk in the favor of this topic. So, as we know, the topic is about which is better, curriculum or environment. In my opinion, environment is more important, and I'm going to talk about some points which are going to represent the importance of environment. So let us don't waste any more time and start. So the first point is distraction. Distraction is a big problem when it comes to study. If you are studying, distraction might hinder your concentration in many ways. There are many kinds of distractions such as loud noises, clutters, or even interruption from others. That can be very bad for you and very unbeneficial for your studies. So you have to make sure that you study in a quiet environment so that you can concentrate more. In the country of Bangladesh, there's a lot of vehicles outside, so it's really hard to concentrate on your studies because they are honking the horn every time you study. So the second point is comfort. Your physical comfort is very essential for your studies, and let me explain why. If you are studying in an uncomfortable chair or an environment which is too hot or too cold, it can also hinder your concentration in many ways, and that's very bad for you. You have to make sure that you study in a comfortable chair and in an environment with a balanced temperature. So the third point is lightning. By lightning, I don't mean any kinds of electricity or thunder. I'm talking about light. Light is very important because if you study in a dim light, it can strain your eyes, and in the worst case scenario, it can damage your eyes. So you have to make sure you are studying in a bright environment. But studying in an overly bright environment can also cause discomfort. So we have to find a balance between that. So the next point is tools and resources. You need a proper tools and resources to study. For example, textbooks, notebooks, or even a computer and internet access. There's a controversy that internet access can hinder your concentration. It is bad for you for studies. Well, I think it's not actually wrong, but it varies from person to person. Some people use internet for entertaining purposes only, and some people use it for educational purpose. And let me explain how can you use it to do some education. For example, if you're a student of science and you're studying biology, you might need to learn about some human organs or an animal organ. So you can't just cut off a human being or animal to get those organs because it is considered a illegal action in our society. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna search those organs in the internet, and they can provide you with some 3D model of those organs. So again, if you're studying chemistry, you might need to do some chemical reaction or see them. But you might not have the proper materials for them, so you can just search it on the internet and see those chemical reaction. And same goes for math. If you are studying math, you can go to wolfram.com, so you can solve any kinds of math equation in that website. So let's move to the next point. The next point is about organization. So organization is also important because if your study place is organized, you can go there and pick your necessary tools as quick as possible because it is organized. So it can save you a lot of time and reduce stress. So the next so the next point is motivation and inspiration. If you don't have any motive to study, you cannot study well because you don't know what are you going to do with those knowledge you're gaining from the studies. And there are some students out there who likes to decorate their study place with some kind of motivational quotes or inspiration words because it's a really good idea. It can boost their mood to study more and more. So the next point is social environment. There are some people who prefers to study alone, and there are other groups of people who likes to study in a group. So it's their personal preference which is more comfortable for them to study. Next, the eighth point is access to resources. So every student should have access to many kinds of research like laboratory or library. So if they have access to library, they can go there and read any kinds of book and enrich their knowledge in no time. The developed countries have free access to library for the students so that they can go to the library anytime and study as much they want. So the next point is about the teachers. We need a good teacher to guide ourselves. They can guide us to for a better future and prepare for us for the future, and they know their subject well so that they can study. They can teach us that subject and can get our knowledge enriched by them. They can also motivate us to study more, and yeah, that's it. Then the reason I think curriculum is not more important in environment is because in the schools I was never taught how to pay taxes, how do I get a job and earn my living in the future. They never taught us that. That's why I think curriculum is broken and environment is more needed. And thank you for listening to my conversation for a long time.